Chelsea completed a huge comeback over Borussia Dortmund to progress them further into the Champions League, but can they win it? Is there enough in this Chelsea side and Graham Potter's setup to allow them to go on and lift the trophy? Join me today as we have a look at the Chelsea team that played against Dortmund and discuss that very topic. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, it really would mean a lot to me. But now, let's ask, can Chelsea win the Champions League? Here we have the Chelsea side that played up against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. As you can see, they're in a 3-4-3. And what's most integral about this is the balance that will come from this side. And what I mean by that is the fact that Cucurella is left-footed, Chilwell's left-footed, Fofana is right-footed and James is right-footed. It also helps with defensive play, but also going forwards it opens up better passing angles. Fofana can find Enzo easier on this right-hand side with his right foot than Cucurella would be able to do on this side, and vice versa. Chilwell can play a pass into Havertz with his left foot because it's on his dominant side. He wouldn't be able to do that if he was swapping places with Reece James. So automatically you've got a quickness of play, you've got angles that can be opened up from the balance in this side, and then it will allow them to go forwards. Having a look at the two central defensive midfield players as well, Kovacic and Enzo Fernandez are not necessarily the most defensive minded of players, but in this system with these 5 defensive players, Enzo Fernandez is able to go and do his pressurizing game. He's very energetic, he wants to get into it, and he does go on walkabouts occasionally. That's okay in this system. It doesn't work when they have a back four because you're, again, committing yet another player forwards. However, with Kovacic, he's able to just shuffle across, and then they have enough defensive cover to be able to alleviate the idea that Enzo Fernandez might go on a bit of a walk. Going forwards, we have Raheem Sterling and Joao Felix, who are going to be the real players wanting to play through pace, run into those channels. And it's all about the wide areas in this 3-4-3 system, where you want them to get into these kind of channels, into these kinds of pockets of space. It's extremely important that they manage to create and dominate those wide areas so that they can start filling the box. And that's exactly how Chelsea attacked. They utilised their dominance in the wide areas to really create overloads on the side. They did this through Raheem Sterling running again into this channel, but also utilised in the likes of Reece James to really create those overlaps. It was continuously being switched. The play was always going from one side to the other, and this really helped. Enzo Fernandez did a brilliant job of just switching play over to this left-hand side, and then Kovacic did exactly the same over on this right-hand side. You also had the likes of Kovacic driving forwards into the box, and what ended up happening was that Chilwell would be on this side, Felix would be here, Havertz would drop a little bit deeper, we'll talk about him in just a second, but also then you'd have Sterling and James. And what ended up just really coming to the forefront was the amount of players that Chelsea had in the box at any given moment. If Chilwell crosses the ball here, you already had 4 players nearly in the box to try and receive one of these passes, and that's extremely good. The intensity was there, the work rate was there, and it meant that they had a higher chance of a goal scoring opportunity, which is exactly where the first goal came from. It was from Raheem Sterling, making sure he was in the box, making those driving runs from his wide area position, getting into the box, and then being able to take the ball from Chilwell's cross and smash it into the net. Obviously, they had a little bit of fortune there, but it's only what they deserved, and they continuously created these chances, and again, it's through the width. If I split this again, you can see Sterling, James, Felix, Chilwell. There's a width and a balance to this side, and something that they didn't have originally. I can finally see some of Graham Potter's influence being instilled in this Chelsea side, and it really is very, very encouraging for Chelsea fans. Again, defensively, how do they orchestrate? Well, it was actually very, very good. They allowed Dortmund to come onto them. If we move Dortmund forward just a little bit, we can see that Haller was dealt with by the likes of Koulibaly, who made it his mission to make sure that he didn't get anything really aerially. Cucurella and Fofana did a decent job of covering the flanks and making sure that they weren't really beaten. And then when they needed to, Chilwell and James were able to just shuffle back and assist their defensive partners to be able to stop Dortmund from really creating down the sides. Again, when they had the ball, when they got into transition, they were able to play it through Enzo Fernandez, and then boom, Sterling and Felix were gone, ready to take in the channels. You can see if you were to replace Felix with someone like a Mudryk, it would be even more devastating. Kai Havertz dropping into this midfield position to be able to drag players away, Emre Can just dragging or being dragged away by Havertz would allow the likes of Sterling and Havertz to get into those boxes, but also not only the two infield wingers, but also Reece James and Ben Chilwell making those runs into the channels, continuously making Dortmund run back the other way, which is something they obviously do not want to do, especially when Chelsea went a goal up, and when they went 2 goals up, it became a real game of counter-attacking football, and it was something that Chelsea did to great effect. Even though they didn't get any more goals from it, they did create a lot of chances, and you can only imagine that with time, those goals will come. And it's through this balance of play, through this system, through this ability on and off the ball that I really did find Chelsea to be quite impressive. They were very good at creating the transition, holding the play, but also at the same time they were able to really have a defensive solidity that we haven't seen in them of late. Koulibaly marshalled the back line very, very well, and I thought that the pace of Cucurella and Fofana was very, very good. Cucurella obviously doing a very good job of mixing with Chilwell and Fofana with James, making themselves defensively solid to beat, but also having the actual ability to really drive forwards if they ever needed to. Reece James did this very, very well, making sure that he's able to pressurise a fullback, and so did Ben Chilwell. So overall, it was the balance in the side that really did a massive, massive job for Chelsea. They finally found a balance in this real attacking threat, and also defensively, they're very, very solid. If I cut a line down here, you can see that you've got Koulibaly and you've got Havertz, they're split, and then you have the 4 players here and the 4 players here. This is pure balance within the side, and more often than not they were in these positions. This is what Graham Potter wants. It allows for better passing, it allows for movement up the pitch, and you could see some of those passing plays come together. Finally, Graham Potter is starting to have an impact on this Chelsea side, and it's turning their performances into results. But the question is, can they go further in the Champions League? Well, with this kind of system, with this kind of balance, only further getting better with the understanding that they have with each other, I don't see why not. The win was massive, not just for players, not just for fans, but for Graham Potter himself. The manager was under some serious pressure over the last few months, and he's finally gotten a big win under his belt. He's got a newfound formation and seemingly a starting 11 that he can trust. So, how far can he go? Well, I'm sure they're going to be taking it game by game, but who's to say that they can't go all the way? Who's to say that Graham Potter can't bring these players together to create a system, to create a formation, and to create a style of play that might be able to take them further? It's football. Who knows? Never say never. That's it for today, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave the video with a like and subscribe if you haven't for more content like this coming very soon. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well. You don't want to miss what's coming up in the near future, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on Chelsea and how far you think they can go in the Champions League. I would love to hear from you. But like I said, that's it from me for today. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.